Okay, we're good. So, we're not gonna have an intro yet. We'll cut this part out. So first, I want to talk about Miami versus Milwaukee. This happened like a couple of days ago, and it was a 3-0 series going into the game. And I watched the whole game. I was like, I was really into the series even when it was 3-0. I just like the players that are involved in here. I really believe that Milwaukee has the best shot of beating the current favorites, which is, I think, Brooklyn. I think we can both agree to that they're probably the favorites to win it all.
Yep.
And they proved to me that they were relentless during the whole series. After the first game, it looked like it was a mental block they needed to go through, and then they just smoked them the next two games. In typical Miami fashion, they came out like ready to play for the first two quarters, and then Milwaukee's just more talented, so they took over that third quarter, and then you start getting some Tyler Hero minutes in the fourth quarter. That when that game's usually over at that point. No offense to that kid. I'm gonna keep shitting on Tyler Hero until, he gets too much shit, which he might be already, but I don't think he's a good player.
I feel bad for him. His story. The problem with him is he was being pushed by the media. Like, he's supposed to be the next star. You should never do that to any rookie, because that's just not a good thing to do to any rookie.
Right.
So honestly, Tyler Hero shot 5-13, 2 of 7, 4 boards, 2 assists, 14 points.
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff was in garbage time.
That's what he's probably gonna do in his career.
Yeah,
I'm being honest with you. I'm like, I never looked at Tyler Hero and said, this kid's gonna be a 25 point per game scorer. Just because, like, a player, the problem with this era of basketball, with the media and everything, a kid has a great game. All right, we got to talk about him, see if he'll be the next all-star. It's like there's only like 20 all-stars in the entire NBA of 300 players. Not everyone can be an all-star after having a good week.
And 5 of them we don't talk about. Like, we just don't talk about some of the all-stars, like Rudy Gobert. Everyone's talking about Rudy Gobert. Like,
I mean, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell were the last two picked in the all-star team, and they had the best record.
I mean, I love their games. Like, I love their game. I like watching them play, bro. But we're trying
It's good to talk about the young guys. It's good to talk about the young guys, but they pushed him. I think he'll have a better third year.
He should. I'm not going to compare this to Jason Tatum at all. But Jason Tatum was kind of like that second year. Jason Tatum's a lot better player than Tyler Hero is. Let me put that out there. I'm just putting a comparison that people are like, wow.
He put the team on his back in his rookie year.
Yeah, and he did. And Tyler Hero didn't do exactly that, but he put his team on his back in a couple of games in the postseason, like when he dropped 40 on the Celtics. And he had a couple other games during, I think, that series as well that he played pretty well, right?
Yeah.
And for sure, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but I kind of, when you have that much pressure on you, there were a lot of reports that Jimmy Butler was not happy with how he was acting during the season. He didn't like his motivation. I mean, his commitment to the team. He was getting like this big star in Miami, which is not good for a 20-year-old. You can ask Michael Beasley how bad that is.
20-something-year-old getting a lot of money. Probably getting sponsorships.
In Miami. That's crazy.
In Miami. It's just too much for someone for a young guy like that. It's like you got to be really mature to be in that type of spotlight. There's just not that many 20-year-olds that are that mature to handle that. It's just not. People expect so much out of these guys. I'm 20. I don't know how I would handle that.
There's no way, yo. There's no way.
Crazy.
I mean,
it's crazy. People like that need to be sent to Milwaukee.
You look at the example. Sorry, just really quick. But you look at the examples that players that succeeded, like in the NBA, like when they're like 18, 19 years old, like
LeBron in Cleveland.
I mean, but Kobe even struggled his first couple of years on the Lakers. But
Kobe was different because Kobe was mature for his age. Really mature.
But he wasn't like I mean, listen. There's nothing wrong with acting immature at 20. There is nothing wrong
No,
with that.
no,
No,
there's
you're
nothing wrong with
supposed
that.
to act immature at 20. Like,
But like Kobe could handle LA. A guy like Tyler Hero, I don't know if he could
yeah.
at his
And
age.
I think for them, for example, LeBron was basically a superstar when he was 16 years old. Like
Yeah,
before he even got to the NBA, he dealt with everything. And good for him for keeping his head on straight. Even then, he was a mature young kid when he was 16. But
yeah,
um, it's
yeah.
hard to say no to the benefits that you gain from being a 20-year-old millionaire playing for the Miami Heat in Miami. Like, but enough
It's
about
also,
that. I feel
but
like
it's also KD too. KD played for Seattle. Westbrook played for OKC.
that's
Sort
true.
of.
Doubt,
Harden played in OKC. Anthony Davis played in New Orleans.
yeah,
It's not like, I mean, it's a nice city, but it's not like, it's not Miami. It's
right.
not LA, you
Like
know.
again, look at Michael Beasley. I mean, Michael Beasley's a shot boy anyway, but I'm sure he struggled a lot in Miami because he played in
Yeah,
Miami.
yeah. It
Everyone knows
depends
that.
on the environment when you're that young.
Yeah,
Really does.
yeah. Okay, well now,
But here's the thing. I'll say this one last thing about Miami. They need to do everything they can to get Kawhi Leonard.
oh yeah. I mean,
They
if
need
you're
to do
any team that has a
everything they
defense,
can.
yeah. Oh yeah.
You got to get Kawhi Leonard. Just tell him, hey, it's Miami. It's nice weather. No state income tax. Hey, and we almost beat the Lakers. So in the
Almost
finals. So
did not.
come
I
join
don't
us.
think it's almost. I don't think a 6-game series in which they got blown out 3 of the games counts as almost.
Yeah,
They won the close games. That's what it was. They won close games. That's how they won 2 games. But
but I've always said this, and I've always got like like I've always been called crazy for this, but I've always said Butler, like even when he was on the Chicago Bulls, I always thought of Butler as a better player than Paul George overall, in my opinion. So like you're upgrading from Paul George to Butler, and you get Bam Adebayo.
okay, I'm gonna have to disagree on the fact that Jimmy Butler is better than Paul George. Paul George,
I
I
think
think, is a better player. Like you watch their 2 games, Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler. Here's
He
the
no,
thing: Paul
honestly
George is the best finesse
this
player
year.
I've ever seen. He's so finesse. He's so good. But
Who?
I'm talking about Paul
Paul
George.
George.
But
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler, if he's not passive as much as he is, 27 a night,
No,
27 a night.
no, he's not. He's not that player. He has
He
no.
can
His
though. He
perimeter
can.
game is a disaster.
Yeah, it's bad. Paul George is a much better 3-point shooter. It's not even close.
And
But
and I'll give you this: Jimmy Butler is a really good mid-range shooter and a good free throw
yeah,
shooter, and he's okay. He's a pretty good slasher, I guess.
yeah, and
But
a great defender,
he can't create a shot the way Paul
Paul
George can
George.
create a shot.
I just think
And
with Paul George's injuries and stuff like that, I don't know now. Even now, like I don't know if
Paul George
Paul's
is
that.
still really, but he's still a good defender. So is both of them are really good defenders. But
Yeah,
I think that because Paul George is and the game is a 3-point shooting league. If you can't shoot the 3, they're gonna start.
it's tough.
It's not.
Like same thing with DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah,
But
Rosen.
but even then, the Heat overall are just a better set up team. I
Yeah.
feel like you got Bam. Who on the Clippers is a Bam Adebayo? They don't have that.
No, you're right.
Bam Adebayo is legit. Like that guy's like he could be every year in the discussion being like a top 5 center, probably around 5.
Yeah.
Like the 5th best. You got a top 5 center along with Jimmy Butler, who's always motivated, and you got Kawhi. That's gonna get you far.
You
That's
need
gonna make
Kawhi's offense more than anything, though.
yeah,
You just need
you
his
do.
offense because
And then at that point you don't have to worry. You don't have to like worry about Tyler Hero not giving you the good buckets. You
that's
know,
right.
you don't have to worry about Kendrick Nunn bricking. You don't have to worry about as much. Obviously you need to score, but they're relying on these young guys way too much. You're relying on second-year players to get you points behind Jimmy Butler
right.
and Bam Adebayo, and that's just too much. There's not that many guys that can get you that many buckets that early on in their careers.
And the Miami, listen, they don't because Jimmy Butler is such a good defender.
Mm.
Well, Jimmy Butler has taken a little bit of a step back defensively, but he's still a really good defender. But Bam Adebayo is a really good defender. Um, Kawhi's pressure, if let's just say hypothetically goes to Miami, the pressure of him going and playing with them he doesn't need to play defense. He doesn't need to be on their best guy. You can literally leave that for Jimmy Butler. You can't.
Yeah.
Because you want.
That's the thing too. That's the thing. Kawhi needs his energy to get his buckets.
Yeah.
Let Jimmy Butler do that. He's got the ability to defend. That team's gonna be nasty defensively. They're gonna be competing. They will be compete. They can compete against the Nets. You got Kawhi and Jimmy Butler guarding. They can compete against the Sixers simply because both those guys on the Sixers can get hurt constantly.
I don't think they can compete with Brooklyn though. I don't know if anyone can compete with Brooklyn.
It's gonna be tough. It's the Nets are gonna be favored for the next 2 to 3 years.
I mean, this might be a hot take, but I think if even if Kawhi goes to Miami, I'm telling you right now, I think the Nets better than them still. I really do.
So?
I think so. Yeah, you get.
It all depends on what Tyler Hero does.
Giannis dominated them. I mean, not dominate. I mean, he had a good series. He had a pretty good series. Drew Holiday, I guess, it would be close. It would be close, but I don't know. I just feel like it would be. I don't think they're better than Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee would probably have for their big three versus their big three.
But the thing is, Kawhi clamped up Giannis in the Eastern Conference Finals when he was in Toronto. Yeah, he clamped that boy up. He clamped him up.
That's true.
So
you're right.
Giannis is gonna have to work on playing better in the zone. Because that's what they're gonna throw at him, zone defense.
They're just gonna body him. But that's why
I guarantee you that's what the Nets are gonna do because they can't go man on Giannis.
No, but that's why they traded for Drew Holiday. That's because they know that he can help you out in that thing. And he's a good shot creator, obviously. Anyway, I'm telling you, the Bucks gonna be a tough out. You think if I heard people saying Nets in 5, I don't think it's gonna be 5.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Drew Holiday can't be shooting 4 of 12 like in Game 4, not against the Nets.
Yeah, I mean, but
they need to get like Giannis is gonna get his, but Middleton needs to consistently score.
No, they need 20 a night from all three of those guys every night.
Yeah, I mean, Brook Lopez dropped 25. You can't expect that every single night.
No.
So they got.
I mean, honestly though, you might. You don't have to expect 25. You might get more scoring from Brook Lopez though, because who the hell is gonna? Brook Lopez is better than any center on the roster.
Yeah.
So he might give you some scoring.
Yeah. And with Jeff Green out right now.
Yeah, Jeff Green being out is kind of big. I'm not sure what they're gonna do because Blake Griffin. He's a good defender. Blake Griffin is gonna get smoked by. Who's
Blake Griffin? I'm watching Blake Griffin. I never realized how bad he is as a defender. He is.
He's just slow. He's just injured. He used to be good.
He can't play in the perimeter.
No, he's not good for him. You take Brook Lopez. The thing is, if you took did your screen freeze? Oh, did you lose Wi-Fi? Yeah, so we're talking about before, we got cut off there a little bit. I lost the Wi-Fi, but I really think the Bucks could compete. And you say that the zone is gonna, the Miami, if they would play with Kawhi, if they had Kawhi, obviously they'll play in the zone. And I agree. I'm sure that would affect them a little bit. But I think we talked about this. We already previewed this hypothetical pretty well already. But I think it's. Want to move on to Lakers Suns real quick?
All right. You think the Suns are going to win in 6? That's what you texted me. You said the Suns in 6.
I'm telling you, and it's not about LeBron. And this is not me being a LeBron hater at all. I actually love LeBron. I think he's the second greatest player of all time. I think if he wins the title this year, he's the greatest player of all time. I've told people that already. I just don't know who the hell is going to make a 3 on this team. I see KCP's coming back, but KCP wasn't nailing 3s even before he got hurt, okay? Wes Matthews has been inconsistent the whole year. Caruso, he's not a good 3-point shooter. He's not a knockdown shooter. Kuzma has the lowest IQ I've ever seen in a basketball player, so I don't even know if I want him on the court. Dennis Schroeder, I don't like him as a spot-up shooter. Or Schroeder, whatever, however his name. I don't like him as a spot up shooter. I like him as a shot creator, and that kind of takes away from LeBron's game a little bit. I'm not sure him and LeBron. I don't like when him and LeBron on the court together. I don't. I don't feel like their games played together well.
You know what? I'm saying this right now. I will never, ever, ever bet against LeBron James when a series is tied.
If LeBron drops 50, 10, and 10, and they win, I'm gonna be like, I mean, they lost to one.
Lakers in 6.
No, not Lakers in 6.
You guys said Lakers. I'm telling you, Lakers are gonna win this series. All right, they're gonna win this series.
I mean, if AD plays,
I don't trust Chris Paul. I don't trust Chris Paul. All right, let's not forget who Chris Paul is. He's a loser when it comes to the playoffs.
That's not his fault. He's been hurt.
It's not my problem. You can't be soft as Charmin when come playoff time. Heal up, get better, drink more milk, fix your bones. That man loses every single time. That's on him. You can't blame anyone else for his health other than him. He's doing something wrong. If you keep getting hurt come postseason time, you're doing something wrong in the regular season. Like if this was a one-time,
I know it doesn't work out for you. I'll say that.
Like maybe he's not like working out. Maybe he doesn't stretch. Maybe he should stretch his shoulders before playoff game. I don't know.
The shoulder thing, he just landed on his shoulder.
No, it was hurting him before. Like his face was showing like a lot of pain before he landed. Like he pulled something midair. I don't know what happened to him. It was a weird injury.
I'll say this: hamstring.
He's always getting hurt. Getting hurt.
Yeah, a hamstring, a quad.
Hamstring. I'm not like stretching. Maybe like does that help? Stretching helps with your hamstring.
Sometimes hamstrings are weird. Like especially if he was older. When you're older like that, those things start to just go like that.
But he messed up his hamstring with the Rockets, right? Or was that with the Clippers?
Clippers. No, he was with the Clippers. Well, no. Hamstring was Game 6 or Game 5 of
with the Rockets, right?
With the Rockets when he was playing the Warriors. But he was playing the Spurs.
What did he do when he was on the Clippers? When the Spurs?
That was his quad.
Like he hurt something.
Yeah, his quad.
How did he hurt that? Just like I don't remember seeing this man get like a hard hit.
I think
that took him out of the game.
Pretty sure he tore it.
Like it was like it's ridiculous. He has to be doing something wrong.
Or his body just failing him. Sorry, sometimes that happens. Your body just fails you. That happens sometimes. I know a lot of athletes.
Ridiculous because here's the thing. Here's the thing. If Chris Paul doesn't get hurt when he was on the Rockets would probably finish that series with James Harden, and then they probably beat LeBron James and the bums that he had on his team in 2018.
That team was sorry.
Well, that's like if he just, whatever he's doing wrong, if he had fixed that earlier, if he had what he's doing wrong, completely different legacy right now for both Harden and Chris Paul. A completely different legacy.
That's true, but again, go back to
I don't know what he's doing, but it happens every freaking year.
No, it does.
Something always wrong with him.
No, you're right. It does happen. It does happen a lot, and it does get a little.
So I have questions on Chris Paul if he's gonna stay healthy. Devin Booker, he's been quiet as hell. Devin Booker's been quiet as hell since the game 1, in my opinion. Jay Crowder, I don't think he did anything close to what he did in game 1. The game 1, it was like he was going off.
Honestly, I'm surprised that.
Let's see.
Did the league fight him? Did the league fight him for Dennis?
I have no idea. He shot 5 of 14. He shot 5 of 14, 17 points. Yeah, they still won, but
that's why I won by 8. That's why I think Leicester chasing that goal. I mean, Jay Crowder also played a lot better than he was playing.
Yeah, that's the thing with Jay Crowder. Game 3 was 0 for 7. This game shot 6 of 12. So it depends on their players if they're going to step up, and also depends on the Lakers if they're going to step up.
I like the Lakers.
But LeBron's got to, yeah.
But at the
LeBron's going to have to drop 40. I need him to drop 40.
Again, it's not about LeBron.
LeBron got to say screw everyone else.
I just don't think the team is. I just wish the Lakers just traded for literally they never have a sharpshooter. Why does LeBron never have it? I mean, he had Kyle Korver, and then all of a sudden he didn't know how to shoot when he was on his team, right? He gets other plays, catch and shoot opportunities wide open. Why don't people?
Last time he had a sharpshooter was like in Miami when he had
when he had Ray Allen, Mike Miller, those guys were the sharpshooters that I'm talking about. Like sharpshooters, I know they cost. I know that they're very valuable, but why does every team have them but the freaking Lakers? I'm kind of confused.
We don't
Like
have
they
a
can't even get
sharpshooter.
I don't know.
The Celtics don't have a sharpshooter. Our sharpshooter is Marcus Smart.
That's embarrassing. Yeah, you guys don't have a sharpshooter. Like even the Nets with all their scoring, they have Joe Harris just chilling.
Yeah, that's their
Milwaukee,
sharpshooter.
The Bucks have, I think, better shoot. Like I know that they don't have like a sharp shooter per se, but they got shooters that are better than the Lakers. Like the Lakers, they don't if they don't make their threes, they're losing the series. It's as simple as that for me. It doesn't matter what the fuck LeBron does, because LeBron cannot control his other teammates missing threes. You know, and that's again.
But here's the thing: the Suns aren't hitting their threes either. The Suns shot 28% last game from three. 10 of 35, and then the Lakers shot
in game 4.
Let me see what they shot.
I'm not sure if you watched. Did you watch the whole game 4 of the Lakers Suns? Did you watch like basically?
I was working. No, I was working. I couldn't.
Okay, I watched the whole game. Lakers Suns, bro. LeBron did not try until I swear to God he didn't try until the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter. He just laid back and let everyone else do everything. He literally didn't touch that. They needed to win that game. They needed to win that game for me to be like, okay, you know what? I think they can probably win 1 out of the next 3 games. But 1 out of the next 4 games, whatever. I think it would be 4 games left, right? 2, 3. No, it would be 3 games. It'll be 3 games.
3 games.
It'll be 3 games. But the fact that it took him that long, because you can tell how LeBron's when he plays like with
you can tell when he wants to try and when he doesn't.
He's so clearly the best player like in the series. It's like beyond better than 2 times better than Chris Paul. Like he's so substantially better than everybody else. It's like embarrassing because he controls the whole game. And his teammates, like, they play with more effort, more energy when LeBron starts being more aggressive. And
LeBron's going to have to put up, unless it's a blowout and the Suns can't buy a shot, and then the Lakers just, make their shots, and they're up by like 20 in the fourth.
Yeah.
LeBron, I expect this man to play 42 minutes tonight.
44.
42.
Like
42, 44. I want it. When is their next game? Not after tonight.
I think they're gonna do this. This is what I think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna make him play the whole first quarter except the final minute. I think they're gonna make him play the whole second quarter except the final minute, the whole third quarter except the final minute, and if they need him for the whole fourth quarter, they play him the whole fourth quarter.
He's gonna have to work. I'm sorry, LeBron can't play the minutes that he played.
He has to be aggressive the whole game.
It's gonna be kind of like the Warriors game 1 game.
I don't think he has to go that off, but I think he has to go.
He doesn't have to go that off, but he has to do something like
something similar like that. Because that Cavs team never had a player like Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder's better than every player on that Cavs team, right?
Yeah.
And Montrezl Harrell.
I think Andre Drummond was better.
And it's for good reason.
I think Andre Drummond's better than anyone on that Cavs team, other than LeBron.
What?
I think Andre Drummond's better now than anyone on that Cavs team in 2018.
Maybe
other than LeBron.
Andre Drummond sometimes doesn't have the impact that you think he does, but Marcus Gasol might be better than most of the players. Marcus Gasol's actually playing pretty well. I would say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think KCP is a better player than J.R. Smith was back then. So,
yeah,
and the team's better than the Cavs team for sure. But again, what if they lose this game? Hypothetically, what if the Lakers lose this game?
I can see LeBron. I still think no matter what goes to 7 games.
Okay.
No matter what. So if they lose this game, they'll win game 6.
Okay, but
If
the
they win
thing
this
is,
game,
people even if AD comes back though, what AD are we getting? We're probably getting some limited 30% version of AD. He's not going to be playing that much, or he's not going to be playing that well. I mean,
AD's been a disappointment. And you know who's going to look bad? LeBron, because he's the one who vouched for him. He's the one who wanted him. That's what they're going to say.
They won
They're
the
not going to.
championship last year. They don't have a lot of pressure this year to win the championship, really, if you ask me.
I don't know.
Do you think there's a lot of pressure on the
did.
Lakers to win the championship? I don't. What do they need to prove? They won last year.
There's more pressure on the Nets. There's a lot more pressure on the Nets and the Bucks.
And the Clippers.
And the Sixers. And the Clippers.
No, the Clippers are definitely. If the Clippers don't win this year,
actually, no. You know what? The Clippers have a more pressure than any team. Maybe the Nets maybe have a little bit more, just because of James Harden. Because James Harden. That's it. KD doesn't need a ring technically. Kyrie got his. The Clippers.
I think there's more pressure on the Clippers than there's the Nets, because the Nets at least can come back next year. Kawhi might not come back.
Yeah. Everyone's on the Nets is still under contract, right? Nobody
Yeah. James Harden has at least one more year.
And then they could all opt out after next year.
Yep. So I think that's the plan. Oh my God, that's crazy. Has no one been talking about that? The fact that they can all
Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, James Harden all opting out after.
Well, I don't know if James Harden can opt out next year, actually. I gotta check. But
yeah, I think he can. James Harden.
If he can, yeah, that's gonna be a crazy free agency. And the Nets might be screwed. They might get screwed over.
Well, if they win back to back, I don't know. Do they leave? Probably not.
Kevin Durant did. He said that even if they won the championship, that he was leaving.
But he said that.
Anyway, I think they're happy in Brooklyn. I don't think they're like. That's way too far down.
He's got another year. He's got 2 more years on his contract.
Does he want a player option though?
And so does Kyrie. So does Kyrie and KD. But
I'm
pretty sure he can opt out after that.
Like, is James Harden have a player option?
I think he does.
Okay, so they're gonna opt out anyway. But yeah, I don't think the Lakers have as much pressure. I think it would be more of a disappointment if the Suns don't win the series now. Because if they don't win this series, Chris Paul just looks like an idiot, I think. Because he's the better team.
And also, people saying, "Oh, well, Chris Paul was out. I don't want to hear any excuses from Lakers fan if AD's out."
Yeah, but he played.
He played.
He
played Game 4. He played 31 minutes in Game 4. He played 27 minutes in Game 3. He played like 23 minutes in Game 2, and then he played in Game 1 a little bit. AD's out.
Yeah, he's not playing.
He's out. Like, wait. How is this even a debate? Like, how?
Because Chris Paul's limited, but they better. But Anthony Davis is not going to play.
He's out there and playing. AD's not playing at all. AD's resting right now. He's not playing.
He's not playing. By the way, we know he's not playing today, right? Like, it's not confirmed, but they're pretty sure that he's not playing. He's not playing. By the way,
I'd be shocked if he goes out.
Rex Burkhead going to the Texans for all you Patriots fans out there. Sorry, RIP. Okay, Nuggets Blazers. I didn't want to talk about this series because I do not find interest. I sound like a casual right now, but I'm not interested in the Nuggets without Jamal Murray and the Trailblazers, who can't defend me and
always choke in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Always choke in the playoffs. They always disappoint somehow, some way. Yeah. I see the Nuggets. Wait, hold on.
This series has been weird though.
Yeah.
It's been real weird.
Because the first two games I got the Nuggets winning this game.
Okay, real quick.
I can see them winning.
The first 2 games were blowouts, right? And then the third game was the Austin Rivers game, which was crazy. Austin Rivers.
Wait. The first game was a blowout. The second game was an ass whooping.
Yeah, I'm saying they're both blowouts.
Yeah.
And then the third game was the Austin Rivers game, where he went off, right? And
Yeah, and then the fourth game was a
fourth
blowout.
game, the Blazers smoked them, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if you
Game
ask me
5.
for my actual opinion on this series and where I think, no matter how you slice it, if the Blazers don't get out of this series, it's their fault. Because
It is.
the Nuggets needed to rely on Austin Rivers to win one game. Like that lets you know that they won a close game. One of their game wins, like they both have 2-2. Blazers blew them out twice. Okay. The Nuggets blew them out one time, and I think didn't Jokic go off that game or something?
Yeah.
Right. So if Jokic goes off like that, I mean, I know that they don't have an answer, but I'm sure the other Nuggets are not going to be able to compete. I just really believe that the Blazers are the better team here, and if they lose, it's their fault because I just don't think the Nuggets have enough firepower to beat them. I don't. And I don't care how dominant Jokic is because I feel like with Dame, CJ, even Norman Powell, who's a really good scorer too, there's no one in their backcourt. Who in the Nuggets backcourt is going to defend those or going to compete with those guys with the numbers? What like they have Campazzo, who's Campazzo. It's like 5'9". You saw the stat that Campazzo's averaging more rebounds than Porzingis. That was like a couple days ago.
That's embarrassing.
That is so embarrassing.
But here's another thing for the Nuggets. Will Barton will not be playing. Gets some 13 and 4 and 3 every night.
Yeah.
He won't be playing, so that's going to be that's not good for
honestly, again, I haven't really watched the series too much. I kind of watched like the second half of the game 3, and then I saw game 4 being a blowout. I was like, I'm not going to watch this game too much. But how is Michael Porter Jr. playing?
I'm going to check right now because I don't know. He had a pretty good game last game. Got you 3 points and 5 rebounds.
That's how the Nuggets are going to lose the series right there. If Michael Porter Jr. does that, he needs 20 a game. And that's not like he needs 20 a game for them to win the series. So that's the formula for the Nuggets is Jokic dominates, Michael Porter gets 20 plus. The formula for the Blazers is
30 plus. Jokic got to get you a good close to 30.
Do you think MPJ needs to get 30 plus?
I'm talking about Jokic.
No, I'm saying Jokic dominates. Michael Porter Jr. gets 20 plus.
Yeah, Michael Porter got to get around 19, 20. That's what he was averaging this season.
No, he's got to go more than – but no, because he's got to get more than that because Jamal Murray's not there. So I think 20 – maybe even 20, 22 plus, that would probably be ideal. The Blazers just need to just shoot the lights out and just kill their guards. They just need to dominate their guards. And I just think the Blazers are – I trust the Blazers more than I trust – I just think it's more of it's becoming more of a backcourt game. So I just think that because the Blazers have substantially better guards than the Nuggets do right now, that they should win in 7. Even if it's at Denver. Even if it's at
McCollum and Damian Lillard, nobody can guard them.
No.
And then Melo's coming off the bench.
I mean, that's more scoring. They're just going to outscore them, really.
Yeah.
So.
But who would they play next year? The
Lakers
either play
the Suns.
Right? The Suns?
Yeah. The Lakers
They're not winning, no matter.
Yeah, I don't know if they would be. See, I think the Lakers I think the Lakers, if they get past the Suns, I'm picking them against whoever they play next. Yeah. Even without AD, I think that they would probably win the series. Just because none of those teams have people that can stop LeBron. Who? Like, at least the Suns have some sort of, like, Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges combo. Like.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's not even good. Something that's not even good enough to be LeBron. But that's just, like, some sort of resistance is better than nothing,
Yeah.
Again, the Lakers get past the series. They play the winner. The winner of the Nuggets Trailblazers series for me, even if they play the Suns or the Lakers, I think the season ends there, whoever it is.
Yeah.
I think you can agree with that too. And I think if the Nuggets had a healthy Jamal Murray and they played against the Suns, hypothetically, I think that would probably go 7. But right now, probably a 5-6 game series for both teams against either one of those teams. Whatever combination you want.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going past 6.
I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. So now let's get to the series that has completely flipped. Last time we were talking was 2-0. Right.
Clippers.
And then Luka gets off game 3, right? He drops 44
and loses.
And his team still loses, right? You're just like, wow. Well, this wasn't for me when I saw.
This is the reality. This is the reality. I mean, you were right. You said the Clippers still. I think the Clippers will still win this series, even now 2-0. And you're right. It's clear to me now that they'll win this series.
No, they're it really looks like they will win this series.
And they will win this series because at the end of the day, Kristaps Porzingis has been a massive disappointment.
Porzingis is just not a good player right now. He's just not a good player. Glad the Knicks
Tim Hardaway can't.
He can't buy baskets. No. I'll say this though. This is gonna be a crazy take. I mean, it's not a crazy take. I just think that this is what's gonna happen. Now I think because the Clippers it's tied 2-2 right now. I just really it really feels like the Mavs are like completely out of it. It kind of just all of a sudden now it feels like the Mavs are out of it. Like they just
crazy because game 3. Because you remember game 3 and what happened, dude. The Clippers were getting
they're getting boned
early on. It was bad. And the next
it was like 20. I saw the score. It was like 20. I watched the first quarter. It was like 20-6, Mavericks.
It was bad. Yeah, but
And I know
this series, I think we'll go 7 games. I think the Mavericks will get one more.
Me too.
But I think the Clippers will ultimately win the game. I think Kawhi Leonard is just a better player than anyone there. Yeah. I think guys like Stephen A. Smith and all these guys, they're in the overhyping business. They saw Luka and what he did. Oh, Luka.
Dude, why do people think that this is a 2-game series? I don't get that. If they were up 3-0, I would be like, okay, you probably.
But I understand that. I can understand that. But 2-0 is nothing.
2-0 means nothing.
Did they not remember when Giannis and the Bucks were up 2-0 against the Raptors? And then they lost 4 straight?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't get killed. They lost all 4 games. They lost all 4 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can tell when Kawhi's on, he's the best player, right?
He is. And that's another thing. That's another thing that's really bothering me. I know we're getting sidetracked. I'm going to get sidetracked here a bit, but people like to throw that word superstar around.
But he's a superstar.
No. I'm not talking about Kawhi. Oh. We know Kawhi's a superstar. Yeah. We know. Yeah. Kawhi's a problem.
But who else?
People like to throw that. People like to throw that superstar word like to Luka. Like he's somehow a superstar.
Luka's a superstar,
I don't know about that. No. And not my definition of a superstar. I think there's only 6 superstars in the entire NBA. I think there's 6.
6?
That's it.
That is 6 superstars.
6. That is it.
Okay. So hold on, really quick. I'm gonna guess. LeBron. KD.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm guessing you say Kawhi, right?
Yeah.
God, please, this guy Giannis, please be on there.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
I was about to say, are you one of those people that are like Giannis isn't a superstar?
I believe Giannis is 2-time MVP.
Yeah, I was about to say. James Harden, maybe?
Yes.
Okay. 6. Steph Curry, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That is it. I don't want to hear Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Sorry. I respect the AD. Respect.
Yeah.
No, you're not a superstar, buddy. Westbrook, maybe at one point was.
Yeah, not Westbrook.
No.
How about Dame?
Joel Embiid, respect. Respect to Joel Embiid? No.
How about Dame?
Damian Lillard. I respect this guy. I respect Damian Lillard.
I think Dame's close.
Close, but if anything, the one who's really close to being a superstar is the upcoming MVP, which is Jokic.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
He's about to win an MVP.
Yeah.
He's close.
Yeah.
He's close. Kyrie Irving, if that man could just stay freaking healthy, he could just stay healthy.
Play basketball.
Yeah. He could be a superstar, but no. Tatum, all of a sudden, Tatum drops 50, and he's now apparently a superstar. No, he's not a superstar.
When you mean superstar, do you mean
got
number one options, or do you mean players that can win you a championship?
players that can win you a championship.
Okay, because I think Jason Tatum is the number one option.
No, he's not. No, not now. At this moment, right now, no, he's not. Trust me, he's not. He really is. I know he had that amazing 50-point game. No,
yeah.
he
Do you
doesn't
think
make
Dame's a number
himself
one
ready.
option? I think he's a number one option.
I don't think so.
Wow.
I
But
really
so
don't.
are you saying that you need to be a number one option?
And here's the thing. I know Giannis hasn't won a championship. I know Harden hasn't.
Yeah.
I still believe those two guys can be number one options. I think Giannis, because of he's like a current day Shaq. In my opinion, I think he can be a number one option with the right pieces. I think Harden with the right pieces can be a number one option. I mean, like I said, Chris Paul, if he doesn't get hurt and they go to the finals, chances are Harden wins Finals MVP, and they're champions. So I think those guys are number one options right now. I just look at Damian Lillard. I don't think he is. I've seen times where he is really just hasn't shown much to me. Respect to him, but he's close, but he's not an, if he won an MVP, maybe I'll put him in, but he's just not there yet. Same thing with Luka. I don't want to hear Zion. I don't want to hear who's another guy. They said Jimmy Butler after what he did last superstar. No, he's not a superstar. Paul George is not a superstar. No. There's only 6 guys. People making it like there's 15 guys that are superstars. That's not no. It's just no.
Yeah.
There's only 6.
You know what? I'll say this. I think your definition of superstar is really accurate, and I respect that. And I think Jokic is probably going to be in there next year because I think that he's
I think he will. You know what? It's crazy because it doesn't have to be 6. It doesn't have to.
No,
it could be 12.
Yeah.
It could be 12. But the 6 other guys that aren't in it right now are not in it for a reason.
Yeah.
And they can be. They're more than qualified to be in that discussion. We could easily have 15 superstars in this league. But we don't at the moment.
I think if Embiid's healthy, he's a superstar. If he stays healthy for a long time, you know what I mean? Not like he's healthy for like 30 games. Look, when
there's a lot of guys that are close.
What?
Not saying there isn't. There's a lot of guys that are close, but they're not there just yet. There's only 6, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Okay, anyway, so going back to Mavs Clippers, I think this last game, it's either the Clippers figured out how to guard Luka, or his neck strain is really just terrible.
I think the neck strain's pretty bad. I think it's pretty bad.
He was grimacing the whole game. If you watched it,
I mean, game 3 he dropped 44 and they still lost.
Yeah.
So Kawhi and Paul George, if they go off, it's over.
Yeah, because people are talking about, look at how bad the defenders are on the Clippers. Like they're supposed to be these superstars. Who the hell's guarding Kawhi? Who the hell's guarding Paul George? Dorian Finney-Smith? They're gonna get cooked. Like they have. Now, would you be surprised if this series ends in 2 games and like the Clippers just take them out?
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, but here's the thing: they say that nobody plays defense. They're playing defense, man. They're playing defense. They just can't guard these guys.
No, yeah.
Like that's the thing that people don't understand. All these teams play defense, but your defense isn't as good as some of these guys.
And the rules now, and I'm not complaining about the rules, but the rules now. It's impossible.
Well, it's not even just the rules. Like some of these guys got moves that how do I guard that? Like how, like with James Harden's step back, they had to have a defender behind him. Stop this. Behind him. I've never seen that in my life. Like KD, I don't care what the rules are. How are you gonna stop KD?
You don't.
He's 7 feet. He's 7 feet tall. Like what are the rules gonna do with Kyrie Irving's ball handling? What are the rules going to do with LeBron James' big body? What are the rules going to do with
the only way you can do something about Kyrie Irving is if you literally body them. Like you got to literally get up on them, and like that.
You got to get physical.
Foul. That's a foul now. Like that is a foul.
I don't know, like, because like sometimes the people get physical, but their physicality results into holding hands and stuff, and that's just a plain foul. They're
Yeah.
just holding, like eh, I think now it's just these guys are just so offensively gifted. Like there's no one on the Mavericks that
No.
is defensively gifted enough to stop Kawhi.
No.
Like defense. There are some great defensive players, but you could only do so much.
It's
You could only
incredible.
do so much
There's not even
against
that many
offensive weapons.
good, great
Like
defensive players.
there were some great defenders in the 90s. How much can you do against Jordan?
Nothing
There's
much.
only so much you can do. There's only so much.
Yeah.
It's just great offense always beats great defense, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Almost always.
And that's why
Almost
probably the
always.
Nets are, and that's why the Nets are the favorites. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
'Cause they got three
Yeah.
players.
When you got the big three dropping 104 points.
Yeah. I mean, talking about Kevin Hamid, I feel like
Kevin Durant can't miss.
When he can't miss, when he's on, good night.
Dude, I'm watching this guy
So
against the
impossible.
Celtics.
I wouldn't even know how to defend this dude.
He's taking middies. He's taking middies like it's just like nothing. I don't know anyone in the league right now that can run from the other end of the court to the other, stop in the mid range and just pull up and shoot. Nobody's doing that in the league now. Nobody does that. They usually stop, they look around, and then maybe shoot one, maybe like contested shot, and they might get it. KD just runs up, stops on a dime, bang. You can't stop that. You can't stop that. Nobody can
he
step
doesn't
up on
shoot
him.
like this though. He doesn't shoot like this. He shoots like this, and he's 7'6" wing. No one's blocking the shot.
Nobody's touching that. The only way you stop him is if you get your hand in there, but while he's like coming up. While he's coming up, maybe you can get your hand in there. But even then, you touch his arm, that's a foul. And also, that's 2 easy free throws.
Like, is any shot contested for him? There's no shots that are contested.
How do you?
Like, you can't contest a shot.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Like you could put your hand on his face and cover his sight. The muscle memory's there. He's shot everywhere on that court. He knows. He's. I'm telling you, if I got a time machine, the first thing I would do is put Kevin Durant in it, put him in a Supersonics jersey, get out there and play. Then man, they would think that guy's a center. Look at this scrawny center. What's he gonna do? And he just pulls them from 30 and starts drilling them. It's over. It's over. It's over.
He would probably start checking them though. You know what I mean? They start probably.
I mean, a hand check might work because he is skinny.
Yeah.
But I'll also say this. He's a lethal shooter. So a hand check will stop him from driving, but he could still pull up and shoot.
Yeah.
He's still
he would still be a sharpshooter at the very least. He would be an unbelievable sharpshooter.
30.
People would not be able to stop.
Here's the thing about the hand check. Nowadays, that's not gonna work. A hand check's not gonna work on a step back.
You can't do that.
And not to mention, guys now are much bigger than they were back then in the 90s. Guys in the 90s were skinnier. So hand check's not gonna work that often with these skilled players. So
I could try to hand check someone, but if Jordan tries to hand check LeBron, it's not gonna work because LeBron's just so much.
It's not gonna work.
Like it's not. It's just not.
Work. It's just not. It's just not. It's a big body. He's a big body.
Yeah.
He's too big. He's too damn big. And like Paul George would have to show us playoff P, and by playoff P I mean like George Paul. Like the George Paul from last playoffs.
For them to lose the series.
For them to lose a series.
So you really think those guys? So you think right now, just really quickly, you think right now if the Mavs win the series, like you would be shocked if that happened? Because I would.
Yes, I would. I really would be shocked. I would be shocked because they shouldn't even have won one of those first 2 games because Kawhi Leonard was dropped 29 in the first half. Couldn't find him in the second half. Chose not to score. He could have had 60 that night.
It's so weird how the road team has won every game this series.
Yeah.
That's weird. Usually it's like the role players don't really play well until they're home. And
I think just the momentum has completely changed.
I don't know why.
Completely. Like,
Do you think that it was like a
complete
block
180.
that they came back from like down like that?
I think the team in general. I think Kawhi just realized he just realized it's like, hey, if I don't get a ring here with this team, this could really like fuck up everything. They could really fuck up my legacy because like everyone believed in you, everyone believed in him. Everyone said the Clippers were going to win last year. They were the clear favorites.
Yeah.
And we're not going to forget it. We're not going to if Paul George and Kawhi Leonard don't win, we will never forget. We'll never forget this. They have to win. There's no excuse. And I think they realized that. Paul George realized that.
Does this give you 2012 or 2011, maybe 2012, I think. 2012 Miami Heat vibes?
No.
I think it does.
No. I don't think it does because the best player on the Clippers is Kawhi. He got 2 rings. This is important. This is important for him. But LeBron, he had 0. And he was crowned the king.
Here's the thing. I think that maybe not the players.
And after what happened against the Mavericks?
I think the collapse against the – which do you think is worse? The collapse against the Mavericks or the collapse against the Nuggets?
People are going to say the Mavericks won, but I think it's the Nuggets because people got to rewatch that game. Not the highlights, the full game. Kawhi Leonard was nowhere to be found in that fourth quarter.
And you don't blow.
Paul George.
They blew 3 straight double-digit leads.
Yeah, that was. I think that's worse, but because it's the finals, and it's against and LeBron James is considered the king, and this was his best chance to win a title, and he lost. I think they're going to always say that that's worse. I think they're always going to say that's worse. But if you really look at the tape, if you really look at it, Clippers really, really messed up. They really messed up.
Did you watch that Game 7?
Yeah, I watched. I was at work, right? Yeah. I turn on the TV, and the first thing I see is Paul George hitting the side of the backboard. It's like, yo, what's going on here?
If you look at the players, they look scared.
They did. Dude, Kawhi Leonard was terrible. Like, he didn't want to be there. I was shocked because I was at work and I saw the score earlier and it was like, okay, thank God we get to see the Clippers and Lakers.
Yeah.
Because that was the matchup.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Clippers, Lakers. And then
they looked scared. They looked like no one wanted to shoot.
They didn't want to play.
No.
They just didn't. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe it. It was an epic.
Not only was the series a collapse, I mean, I've never seen a game collapse that bad in Game 7. They really.
It was a massive.
They lost by 20.
Yeah, because they were missing, but it was getting worse because the Nuggets were just making every single shot, and then just slowly they were sticking the dagger in them.
Yeah.
Until that dagger was too deep.
Yeah.
And it was over. And,
okay. Well, I mean, again, I still think honestly, this is gonna be crazy. I mean, I don't think this is crazy. I think the Clippers are the favorite to make it out of the West. Right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who's beating them? Who's beating them? I mean, respect. I mean, Anthony Davis to me has been so disappointing.
He's also been hurt. So.
Yeah, but he's also at times he's been very like, it's like, what are you doing?
Passive.
Like,
yeah,
why, like you make those shots. Why are you missing those? Like, what's going on? So, the Jazz don't have a chance.
1 through 8 real quick. Just really 1 through 8.
Okay, the Jazz, no.
Utah,
no.
But the thing is, Utah kind of reminds me of Dallas in a way, like a better version of Dallas. So I can see the Clippers struggling with them next round. Like I can see that going 7. Still. I can see that going 7.
I think the Clippers still win though.
I think Phoenix is a bad matchup for the Clippers. I mean, bad matchup for the Suns. Like the Clippers versus Suns, I don't think that's good.
Suns won't win that. They don't have the experience. Experience matters.
Yeah.
Experience matters.
And if it's not the Lakers, like the top 4 seeds are really not the top 4. I would say that 1, 2, 3. Well, there's 4 teams I think have a chance to make it out of the West. I think it's Utah. I think it's the Los Angeles Lakers. I think it's the Clippers, and I think it's the Suns. And I don't think that Nuggets and Memphis have the firepower to beat one of those 4 teams. And obviously the other 2 teams, Memphis and who's the other team? Memphis and the Mavericks. I mean, actually, the Mavericks might be in the same spot as a Portland, Denver type thing. They might be in the same area. Obviously, Memphis doesn't have a shot, but those 7 teams, like 3 of them are kind of like probably there's almost no shot of them making it, and then the other 4 teams I would say have the best shot. But
the West is more entertaining, I would say.
What?
The West is really interesting, but I can make an argument that the 3 best teams are in the East. I can make that. That's a serious argument.
Really?
The 3 best teams
you think
right now.
So?
I mean, I think the Nets
I could
are
say
the
maybe
best
the
team
2 best teams. I could say 2 best teams. I don't think the 76ers are part of this.
The Nets and Sixers?
Yeah. No, Nets and Milwaukee. I don't think the 76ers. I don't think the 76ers are that good. I think they're good, but I don't think
so.
Just get another hot take.
Okay.
I think Atlanta takes them to 7.
Atlanta takes them to 7.
I think so. I think that Atlanta takes Philadelphia to 7. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Wow. I mean, Trae Young would have to be ice tray. Tell you that much. He'd have to be dropping.
Oh, that's a bad matchup for Trae Young. Because Ben Simmons is going to be all over his ass.
Yeah.
But I just think that Philadelphia's not that good. I think they're going to make it out of that series. And yes, I'm calling my Knicks out of that series. They are not winning this series. They do not have the talent, right? We can say that right now. The Knicks.
Yeah,
we'll go into that right now.
It's
right?
over.
Knicks and Hawks.
All right.
Julius
Knicks lose next.
Looks like he's scared. Looks like he doesn't want to play.
No, he doesn't look scared. He looks like the good old Julius Randle that we knew and loved.
No,
back in LA.
I mean, I've watched Julius Randle before. He looks like he doesn't want to play this game. Like he looks like he's way over his head. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose has played well, very well.
Yeah.
Todd Gibson has played very well. Alec Burks and Reggie Bullock has been good for 1 game out of the 4, and that's not good.
That's what you should expect out of them. That's what you expect out of them.
Obi Toppin has been surprisingly pretty good in this series.
Solid. Yep.
Quickly
they don't have the talent. You guys just don't have the talent.
No.
You know what? Why are we bothering about the series? Let's call it as it is. The Hawks got it. I get it. You know what we should be talking about? What are free agents this year?
For anyone that said that Quickly should start, this is why he doesn't. He's not a good player. He's not. First of all, he's young. Obviously, he's not.
Yeah.
He's too streaky. He's like a really streaky player, and he needs to be more consistent.
Quickly's good, but not good enough. You want to talk about free agents for potential free agents for the Knicks?
Lonzo Ball. I want Lonzo.
Anyone other than Lonzo? Because you're gonna need more than Lonzo.
I think Lonzo will get us to
the playoffs. Yeah, you'll get to the playoffs.
I think we could probably win a first-round series with Lonzo. I think we'd be in this series if we had Lonzo.
Okay, so let's say you got Lonzo Ball and Randall. You think you guys can get Kawhi Leonard?
I mean, we're not getting Kawhi. I don't want to hear this.
You think there's a chance? You think there's a sliver of hope?
No hope.
No hope that you guys can get Kawhi Leonard.
0. Because he likes
0. You could tell. Yeah. What if James Dolan says, "I'll give you 10% of my ownership of the team"?
I don't think you're allowed to do that, but I mean,
I'm sure you can. Magic Johnson did, right? Didn't you get like part ownership?
But
of LA while he was still in LA.
He signed. It was like weird though because he signed like a lifetime deal with the Lakers, and it wasn't really as a player. Yeah, it's like the only way you can do that is if you like. It's weird. I don't think they can do that, but no, the Lakers would. The Knicks do not have a chance to get Kawhi because Kawhi wants to play in the warm weather, and he hated Toronto. New York's a big market. I get that, and I'm sure. And trust me, I will welcome him if he wants to come. But at the same time, I'm going to be realistic, and I'm going to be like, no, because why would some dude want to move from Los Angeles, and his options are Los Angeles, Miami, New York? and he loves warm
It's all
weather.
funny. Hey, it's all fun and games until he signs a league minimum and plays for Brooklyn.
That would, you know how bad that would ruin the league? Like,
That
Steph Curry
did
has
they lose a
requested a trade
game?
for the Nets.
Did they lose a game that year?
They're not. That's so funny though. But yeah, again, I just feel like I just feel like
Well, what about the Kings? Why can't he sign with the Kings? That's a Cali team.
you're right. I'm sure
Kings
he
are
would
good.
love to play for the Kings. Honestly, with that shock, it would shock
What
me.
about the Warriors? Wait. What about the
If you
Warriors?
think about it,
Do they-
if you think about it though, would you be shocked? If you really, 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 really think about it, would you be shocked if Kawhi signed with the Kings? I'd be like, you know
I
what?
mean, he
He's a
signed with
little
New
weird.
Balance, so I'm not shocked about anything.
Yeah, I was like, he's a little weird. You know, he doesn't like to be in the limelight. He probably won't get any press in Sacramento. Let's just, you know what? I understand Kawhi. I understand. But go really quick. Just, I haven't even talked about my boy RJ. He played well last game. I'll say that he played well last game.
That's about it.
Other than that, he's been a no-show. But the thing about RJ and the thing about Julius Randle is that RJ just isn't making shots. At least he's aggressive. You know, at least he's trying.
Yeah.
Julius Randle looks like a lost puppy. You know, and that's what I respect. I respect not the lost puppy. But I respect RJ for at least being aggressive. And like when you're young, you're gonna make like Kobe was terrible. I'm not gonna compare RJ Barrett to Kobe Bryant, but like he was not good in his first playoffs. Like,
Kobe
but
was
at least he's
airball and
aggressive.
stuff.
At least he's aggressive, and that's what he's not.
Yeah.
I'll say this: RJ's not scared of the moment. I feel like Julius Randle's scared of the moment, and one kid's 20 and one kid's 26.
That's fair.
So like, in terms of people saying, "Oh my God, look at RJ," he's like now playing. He's 20 years old, and him not making shots doesn't scare me. It's him not be. If he wasn't aggressive, that would scare me. And
It's really annoying. It gets really annoying how they push these young guys. He's 20. Yeah. He's a baby. He's a baby.
20 years old.
This guy's got so many. People expect their primes to start now. Like,
no,
his prime probably won't be until 25. He got 5 years.
He's
being honest.
18 and 6 and 4 as a 20-year-old, shooting 41%.
He's a baby.
Three. He's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a really, really, really good young player. Do I expect him to be an all-star one day? I don't know. Like, I hope, but I mean, you know how many all-stars are in the league? You were explaining this earlier. 24 all-stars are in the league.
Like 20.
Like,
yeah.
He'll probably make 1 or 2 experiences if he becomes the player that we think he's going to be. He's not a number 1 option. Julius Randle's not a number 1 option. We need to find a number 1 option.
You guys don't. That's why you need a number 1 option.
That's right.
Let me look up free agents right now. Let me look up 2021
you got
NBA.
Listen, we're not getting a number 1 option this year. It's not happening. The only one is Kawhi, right?
Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul.
He's not opting out. They're gonna give him like $44 million.
Yeah, he wants the money. He wants the money.
He's gonna get
DeMar DeRozan.
Not a number 1 option. What the fuck?
You don't want him? Kyle Lowry.
Not a number 1 option. I would need a number 1 option. What?
There are no number 1 options other than.
That's why Lonzo. That's why I say if we get Lonzo, I'd be very.
What about John Collins?
No, why would we already have 2 power forwards?
Get a third.
No.
Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind him.
Jared Allen.
No, we have centers.
Center.
We have centers. Don't worry. We have Mitchell Robinson.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
He might be a good player for the Knicks.
But he has a player option. I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to keep that and stay with the Nets and win a championship. Norman Powell, Evan Fournier.
I feel like the Blazers are going to do everything in their power to keep Norman Powell because they traded away Gary Trent. They traded away. That was such a dumb trade.
Speaking of Gary Trent.
That was such a dumb trade. Is Gary Trent a free agent this year?
Restricted free agent.
Yeah, I feel like the Raptors might match everything. So
Gary Trent's really good.
I like Gary Trent.
Yeah.
I like Gary Trent a lot. I think he's perfect for the Knicks. I think Lonzo's really good for the Knicks. Two different players, two different types of players, but the Knicks need two things. The Knicks need another playmaker, point guard, or they need a scorer, a shot creator, or both. Really, that's what they need, and they need a shot creator that's really good, like they can get you 20 points a night.
You think if Lonzo was on the team, he'll get you like 28 and 8?
No, he would give us like 15, 8, and 8, probably.
Okay.
But
is that what you like?
I
Or is
like
that what
that.
you
No,
expect?
I like that because at least it's consistent point guard playing that. And let's just say hypothetically, the Knicks bring back D Rose next year on like a 1-year deal. He can be our sixth man.
You
I like
can't
him better as
trust
a
that.
sixth man anyway. Because I think Julius Randle, he takes a back seat when Derrick Rose is on the court. Like I like Derrick Rose, I like his production, but I think Julius Randle, it's not like he gets intimidated, but I think he takes a back seat. I think he thinks, I don't know. Sometimes I feel
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose is a real good player. I think he's going to be one of the most coveted six mans. Definitely this year, this free agency. I'm scared to lose him. I don't want to lose him. And I'm really happy. When I heard that we traded for Derrick Rose for just Dennis Smith Jr., a second-round pick, I was extremely happy because I knew we were going to get at least 15 points a night from that guy. So, who could actually use him probably? Celtics. They can use Derrick Rose. Some scoring off the bench.
We'll take him.
But the thing is, we probably still have to start Marcus Smart, right? Kemba, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Maybe you could put Evan Fournier in the starting lineup.
How about we get Robert Williams in and actually start his ass? Because we need Robert Williams starting.
My guess is you guys are going to start him next year, like straight from the gate.
He's got to start. I don't care that he gets us 5 points a game. I need a shot blocker. Because the problem with us is we don't get rebounds. Throughout, like, since the Isaiah Thomas days, we couldn't get rebounds. We can never get rebounds. We can never box out. We can't, we get bullied by guys like Giannis and Embiid.
That's where Tatum has to actually take a step there, too. Because if he's going to play power forward, he's going to get 8 rebounds tonight.
Tatum's too small.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're going to need a big center, like a Clint
Capella. Well, apparently, Tatum had a growth spurt recently.
He's 6'10".
He's 6'10", apparently.
Yeah, he was 6'8",
and now that's crazy. There's still kids growing in the league.
Giannis grew 3 inches. He was 6'8" and a half. Now he's 6'11" and a half. That helps you out a lot.
It does. It does.
Yeah. But so now I kind of want to get into a series in which I didn't think we were going to talk about. And if, things went the way that I thought they were going to go yesterday, and this man didn't leave the game, I'm sure that the series would be over. And I think the series is still over. I just don't think the Wizards are going to come back.
I don't know.
Even though that would be a crazy story.
The Wizards have a chance. I'm telling you, if Embiid is out game 5 and isn't 100%, they could steal that game and win it. All right. And in game 6, if a guy like Russell Westbrook doesn't shoot 3 of 19 and Bradley Beal's cooking, if both of them are cooking, they can take game 6 too at home. And all of a sudden it's a game 7.
That'd be crazy because if you think about that, let's just say, okay, I think we're jumping the gun for thinking the Wizards might win the series just for a second. But this is why I think the Wizards won't win the series, even if Joel Embiid's not 100%. And I told you this yesterday. It was really funny how we were playing because yesterday we went to go hang out. We played some tennis and basketball, and we were playing tennis. I was like, "Oh, this series is over. It's 3-0." This was before we knew Joel Embiid got hurt. was like, even if Embiid and Simmons didn't play, I felt like that this 3-0 was going to be too much right now to even come back from. And what do you know? I guess someone was listening to me up there. Embiid gets hurt, and now we get to see that kind of happen. I know Ben Simmons was kind of a part of that.
I am telling you, this team, the Wizards, got really hot at the end of the season. They got really hot. They looked unbeatable at times. Honestly, if Embiid's out game 5 or isn't 100%, I want to see when their next game is, because that also matters.
I think it's tomorrow.
How much time is he getting? If it's tomorrow, then there's a chance.
I mean, but
there is a good chance because
he left the game for knee soreness.
That's what they're saying right now. That's what they're saying.
Weird.
That's what they're saying.
You think
that's what
soreness,
they're saying?
You think your knee being sore would warrant you leaving?
But that's the problem. Here's the thing. They could just be lying about that, and it might be bigger, or it might actually be knee soreness. And he still had to sit out because he's fragile. He gets hurt easily. If knee soreness is going to take you out, who's to say that he doesn't go out there and mess up his knee again? And now, this time tear it.
Right. But the reason why I think the Wizards won't win the series is one thing only. There's 3 games here that they have to play hypothetically if they make it that far. I expect Russell Westbrook to be sorry in one of those games. I expect him to shoot 3 of 20, like what he did yesterday, or 3 of 19. I just expect that from him. I think I just don't expect Tobias Harris to shoot 8 of 24. He shoots 8 of 24 again, then they're not going to win, but he needs to be more efficient. Ben Simmons needs to get out of foul trouble like he did yesterday. He was in foul trouble. He only played 25 minutes, 4 or 5. For me, it felt like the Sixers were packing it in for yesterday's game. I don't know. Just what I get Ben Simmons was on 5 fouls, but 25 minutes is he didn't foul out yet. Like, I would just keep playing him until he fouls out. Like,
yeah, what is to lose? You sound like in soccer when you get a red card, you're out the next game.
You want this series to end. You want the series to end for Embiid's health. And I just felt
if anything, you could rest. You could rest and then pray that the Knicks take a game. Yeah. Which is possible. It's not like the Knicks can't win.
They should.
And then now you got more rest.
Damn, I'm gonna get into it. But like the Knicks, I won't be shocked if the Knicks win the next game. I won't be, but they're not winning Game 6 at Atlanta. This series over at 6 max. In 6 max, but most likely it's probably over Wednesday night. Okay, unless this young Atlanta team is just they're not ready for the moment and they lose Game 5. That's the only way that I think the Knicks lose because talent-wise they're done. But imagine this: a Hawks-Wizards second round, just a hypothetical Hawks-Wizards second round series. I would not give the Wizards no shot of winning that. I think the Wizards might win that series, honestly.
Wizards in the Eastern Conference Finals going up. Russell Westbrook versus Kevin Durant. Ooh, in the playoffs.
That'd be so crazy.
Oh yeah. In the that'd be nice.
That'd be so nuts. Like beyond nuts. Yeah. Like I could not like imagine.
Nobody would have guessed it. Yeah. Whoever bet on them going to the Eastern Conference made a lot of money.
Washington Wizards versus Brooklyn Nets, Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, granted, it'll go 4-0, but like at least
4-0 Wizards, you mean, right? It would be winning 4?
Yeah, the Wizards are gonna win 4-0. Yeah. 4-0. I mean, I kind of want that to happen, low key, but I kind of don't want it to happen also because that would be such a terrible Eastern Conference Finals. Like that would be such a blowout.
No, I want it to happen, dude. The hype, the intensity, the crowd.
There would be no hype.
Oh my god, dude, KD and Westbrook. Oh my. You already know they're gonna be talking trash. You already know they're gonna be talking trash. You already know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I mean, I just don't want to watch that butt whooping. I don't want to watch it, and I can't imagine that. And now imagine if the Hawks made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
It would be an ass whooping either way.
Yeah, because even if they play
Kyrie Irving,
imagine if they play Milwaukee.
Kyrie Irving dropping 40.
Oh my god.
Oh. Kyrie
Either
Irving,
team playing.
Kyrie Irving dropping 40 on Trae Young.
let's be honest. The winner of the next Milwaukee Nets, the Milwaukee Brooklyn series, the winner of that series, they're going to the NBA Finals.
He's going to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to the finals. Yeah.
Like, do you think Milwaukee can lose to Philadelphia? I think they can, but I don't think they will.
Yeah. But they don't. They're not.
No, I don't think.
I don't see Milwaukee beating the Nets. I don't see you beating this Nets team 4
Really?
times.
I really think they can.
I really don't.
You might be right. You might be right.
I really don't. Dude, people need to put on the tape. I know the Celtics game was pretty boring. Watch what Kevin Durant's doing. This man does it. Dude, this guy's taking shots. I'm looking at him. I'm like, dude, I'm looking at the TV screens like, KD, you got 2 guys on you. James Harden's chilling right there. Give him the ball. He's wide open. He can hit that 3.
Yeah.
Nah. Pulls up.
I'm telling you, this is why sometimes I felt like when, at one point I was like, dude, Kevin Durant could be the best player on the planet. He really could be. Like, for all the things, LeBron cannot do that.
So nasty. He's so nasty.
He's not as versatile as LeBron, but he's so dominant at what he does that it's just like, how could you not think of that as a possibility? Like, he's so good.
Good's an understatement. It's an understatement. He's elite. I'm telling you, I remember Mike Wilbon saying something about KD and LeBron on the same team in the 90s. They don't get out in the first round. Like, put on the tape on KD. Put on the tape. KD dropping 40. Put the tape on.
Who are they gonna put on KD? I just don't know. I just don't. Scottie Pippen would probably be the best player to put on KD. But
people need to put some respect on Kevin Durant's name. KD is a monster. A monster. That guy, I don't care. That guy could be 40 years old and say 20 a night with ease.
Is he clearly the second best player in the league right now?
I mean, if you're talking about a bucket wise,
no,
yes.
Just player.
Yeah,
it's just impact wise. Like, you want this dude on your team.
I don't know. I don't know, simply because I don't know. That's what I was saying though. He's so good at putting the ball in the basket. I think if that's all he did, he could be the second best. Because you talk about guys like LeBron James, they do a lot of things. You talk about guys like Steph Curry who shoot the ball well. You talk about guys like Giannis and Kawhi, about Harden who can score but facilitate at the same time. I'm saying KD could be the second best just by putting the ball in the basket.
Right. Just based on how dominant he is at what he does, right?
Just by putting the ball in the basket. Right. Like, if Harden wanted to be the second best, he got to score. He got to facilitate. Got to show me, maybe increase some defense. LeBron James got to do a little bit of everything. KD can be the second best by just putting the ball in the basket.
Because he's really good at it. It's just really good.
That's how really good. That's kind of that's crazy. Nobody ever said that about Reggie Miller. Nobody said about those type of guys, like guys who just know how to score.
Right.
So KD came around.
It really is crazy watching that man play. And the Celtics, we're going back to this big 3, the Celtics Nets series. Just, we kind of want to touch up on this.
It's over. It's over.
There's not really anything about the Celtics. It's really nothing about the Celtics. It's just the fact that the big 3, what they score, 103?
104.
104.
Don't discount that 1 point. 104.
104.
104.
3 players scored 104 points. That's 33. That's what, 34 points each? Around 34 points each?
Roughly, but I think KD had 40 something, Kyrie at 39, Harden at 23 and 18. Harden had a career high in assists. This man just getting you 18 assists. He's like, here, kid. I'm watching this game. Harden dribbles up the court. KD was a spot up shooter, just like one of those spot up catch and shoot guys. Here you go, KD. Bang. Next play, Kyrie's in the same spot as where KD was. Here you go, Kyrie. Bang. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair.
I know it's only the Celtics, and I've said this multiple times. I really think the Celtics are the worst team in the playoffs right now. It just doesn't even matter. Like, I can't even imagine, even if the best defense, even if the Lakers guarded them, like, even with a full, I don't know what the hell they would do.
Nothing.
Who would?
Nothing. Like, Nobody's gonna stop Kevin Durant. Nobody. Nobody. Like, first of all, we always say nobody's gonna stop Kevin Durant. Are we sure? Are we sure that any team can stop Harden? Or are we sure? Are we sure any team can stop Kyrie Irving? Like, are we confident with that? And by stop, what do you mean by stop? Oh, instead of Harden dropping 30, he'll drop 25.
Here's the thing: you're gonna have to limit the big three to under 75. That's your best chance of winning.
25 each.
Under 70, yeah.
Okay.
That's your best chance of winning. And then hopefully the other players beat you. I mean, don't beat you. Like Joe Harris, they're gonna drop. The best shot is that you let them score. You let them get 25 each, and then hopefully the other players don't kill you. And the other players get you like 25, and then they only score like 100 to like.
But like I also find it really funny how the league came in when this team's teamed up. They're like, oh, they don't have a bench. They don't have a bench.
Their bench is good.
Bruce Brown looks good. Bruce Brown looks good.
Yep.
Shamet looks good off the bench. Jeff Green looks good.
Well, yeah.
Blake Griffin looks pretty solid. I mean,
I'm not saying it's
pretty good, but they got a better bench than the Lakers. They got a better bench than the Clippers.
I don't think it's the Warriors good.
No,
because I think that the Nets.
But then again, the Warriors' big three isn't as great as this big three.
Yeah. I don't think it's Warriors is good because I think there's still good teams out there. But I think if they don't win the championship, it's on them because I think they've clearly entered favorites. They're clearly like the clear favorite. Like,
I agree.
And I would say the only two teams that can give them a shot, or three teams that can give them a shot, is Milwaukee, as I said before.
Okay.
The Clippers and a healthy Lakers team, but that's it. And when I mean give them a shot, I think 6 games. That's what I mean by give them a shot. Because I think the Nets would still beat all those teams in 6. And I think Milwaukee's the best matchup for them. I really think Milwaukee can go 7 with them. But yeah, I think that's really anything that we kind of wanted to cover. Do you want to like anything that you want to add on? Anything that you are excited to watch that you want to see in this first round, particularly that like any series that you're still really interested in seeing? Because some of these series are basically
Lakers Suns.
That's probably the most intriguing right now.
Maybe Mavericks Clippers. Maybe. That's it.
I don't even know if I'm gonna watch it but if this next game is a Clippers blowout, Game 6 it's over.
And then if the Nuggets and the Trailblazers go to a Game 7, then I'm definitely watching.
I think those 3 series are obviously, and you still hold out hope. Obviously, Celtics Nets they're playing today, right? Celtics Nets. That series is over tonight. Who else plays today? Lakers and then the Nuggets Blazers.
Suns. That's gonna be a fun game to watch. I'm excited about that game.
The Lakers game. I'm excited to see.
LeBron gonna have to drop 50.
I'm excited to see how LeBron takes this game particularly. He's gotta have to change it up than the last game because it's a different game plan. Anthony Davis not playing. And who do you think they're gonna start in Anthony Davis's place? Now, they probably who did they start last week? Drummond, right?
Yeah.
Do you throw in a smaller lineup?
Who's their starting center though? Who's their starting center normally?
Drummond.
Okay, so Drummond's gonna be who's gonna come in at the 4?
This is what I think is gonna happen. Okay. I think you're gonna have LeBron at the 1, right? They're gonna put probably Dennis Schroeder out there, right? I think they're gonna have if KCP's playing KCP, right? Drummond, and I think lastly, they're probably gonna have Markieff Morris play the 4.
That's what I was gonna say. I guess Morris is gonna have to come in.
Yeah, Markieff Morris.
which sucks because he's booty cheeks.
He's a spot up three. He's a defensive player. He's literally the definition of a 3-and-D, but not as one of the probably limited 3-and-D players.
One of the worst 3-and-Ds that you'll see.
Yeah, like there's nothing else you can describe Markieff Morris other than a 3-and-D.
I guess you got to put Gasol at the 4.
No, shut up. That just honestly just throw something crazy at them.
Well, Marc Gasol played power forward majority of his career.
Marc Gasol? No.
I'm pretty sure.
No. Zach Randolph played power
No?
forward.
Okay.
No. But Gasol coming off the bench. Okay, so these are the 5 players I think the Lakers will probably start. LeBron, Schroeder, KCP, Drummond. Morris is going to get minutes. If he starts, he starts. If he doesn't, but I think he's going to start. Then you got Gasol, who's going to get minutes. You got Caruso, who's been pretty good this year.
Wesley Matthews.
Wesley Matthews definitely going to get Matthews. I'm definitely going to get some.
Kuzma. Kuzma's going to get minutes. And what about Montrez?
So now you got 9 players, right? You got 9 players that you can play.
What about Montrezl Harrell?
Here's the thing. You can put Montrezl Harrell in some spots, but you know what I think they might do because of offensive-wise? I think they're going to start some Taylor Horton Tucker. They're going to do some Taylor Horton Tucker.
Okay.
Ben McLemore got some minutes.
I don't know why he didn't play last game.
What?
He didn't play last game for some reason.
I think they need some more shot creating, so they might play some more. Because you lose some shot creating with it. I know Anthony Davis is a center, but he's actually like a shot creator. So Taylor Horton Tucker will probably provide a little bit of that, even if he's not as good as it. But at least you get some offense on the court.
I think you got to give Dudley some minutes, man. Yeah, my guy Dudley, Jared Dudley. Get this guy some minutes.
Now, this might be another crazy thing that I don't know if I can see it. Do they run a small ball lineup but Drummond at center? You know what I mean by small ball? Like the 4 is like Schroeder, KCP, LeBron, like Caruso, Drummond. Do they put like LeBron, Kuzma? Well, Kuzma, I don't know if they should have said Kuzma. LeBron, Wesley Matthews, KCP, Schroeder, Drummond, like something like that.
Wait, who's the 4 for the Suns?
There one's Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder. Does he start?
Yeah, Jay Crowder's their power forward.
So you really can.
You can do it. You can do it.
You can.
I mean, Jay Crowder's 6'6".
You can put Wesley Matthews on the court. You can put KCP on the court. You can put Kuzma. You can definitely put Kuzma on the court.
I think the Suns.
You don't need to match him with size. Just tell Drummond, hey Drummond, don't be a fucking bitch. Go get some damn rebounds out there. Right? You're gonna battle with DeAndre Ayton. Let's go. Let's go get some rebounds. And LeBron's probably gonna be the 3rd best rebounder on the court anyway, right? Over Jay Crowder, over anyone that they put in except Gasol. And Gasol doesn't even get that many rebounds. Gasol's never been much of a rebounder. So this is LeBron, I bet you is going to have 12 plus rebounds today.
I think this game, do you know who's going to be? LeBron's going to have to obviously go off, but it's going to be Drummond's night. Drummond's going to have to get 20 and 15. 20 and 15.
But I'm sorry to say, Drummond does not have an offensive game. He's a putback dude. And
but here's the thing. He's
the
type of guy that can get you 15 and 12 this season. I've seen him get 16 a season. Like he can give me his all and get me 20.
He needs to get at least 12. He needs to get at least 12.
Like, he can get me he can get 20 buckets. He can get me 20 points. You trying to tell me Drummond? I know he doesn't do it that often, but you can if you really wanted to. If they really wanted to push it to him, they can get him 20 points. Like DeAndre Ayton was not going to be out there the entire game.
But you got Marc Gasol. Maybe Marc Gasol's going to make up that ground too because he's got.
Marc Gasol's going to hit a couple threes. I think he's going to hit a couple threes in this game.
And he can still score on the inside. I'm not sure why he doesn't score on the inside more. I know he can still do it. And especially if you got Frank the Tank Kaminsky out there guarding him, like
Frank Kaminsky. Oh my God. That
Yo,
guy
I can't
sucks.
believe this. I can't believe Tank Master Cameron Payne. I heard that's a great. Heard of a nickname that someone Tank Master Cameron Payne's actually out here playing like some significant minutes. That's crazy.
Cameron Payne. I remember Cameron Payne when he was on the OKC Thunder.
Was his name used to be Cameron Artist Payne? And he took it away?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm actually not sure.
All right. Well,
He used to play for OKC.
Yeah, he used to play for OKC. He used to do the
Right.
dances with Russell Westbrook. He used to play for the Bulls, right? That was the only thing he was known for, was doing the dances with Russell Westbrook. He was like the 14th pick in the draft, right? I think, if I remember correctly.
He was 2015. Yep.
Yeah, he used to be called Tank Master because they were like, oh, if you want to tank the game, you want to lose the game, you start Cameron Payne, and he'll blow the game for you. It was a really messed up. It was a real messed up nickname, but I think it's true. I mean, I'm really upset with the Knicks, and just because we're on the subject of terrible, not good players, but which Campaign isn't anymore. It's classified as an okay player now. If the Knicks lost to a Tony Snell or Solomon Hill 3 to lose the game, I probably would have offed myself. I am so glad that we're losing to Trae Young and not losing to one of those. I mean, when I tell you the bottom, Solomon Hill should not be in this league. He stole money from teams. He's like Batum. Batum is at least, I don't know why people paid Solomon Hill. I still don't understand how. How do you pay Solomon Hill $12 million a year? I'm sorry I'm getting on this rant. Solomon Hill's not a good player. I don't care 3 and D. He doesn't even shoot the 3 well. He does not shoot the 3 well at all. He's never has and he never will be. I don't know why he's still in the league. Good veteran presence, great. I would never give this man $12 million. Didn't the Pelicans give Omar Sheik? What were the Pelicans doing? They were paying everyone. They were paying Omar Sheik a good amount of money. Didn't they pay Tim Frazier like $12 million a year? They were a disaster. They were just giving contracts to anybody.
Tim Frazier.
Maybe there's another player that I'm thinking
Damn.
of.
Let me look at this guy's contract.
They gave like another stupid contract to some bum player. Not a bum. I'm sorry.
Well, right now he's
none of these players in the NBA are bums. Sorry. They're just not good considering in the NBA. Like obviously,
they're not good compared to other NBA players.
That's
but
what I'm saying. They're bums compared
if they pulled up to an LA Fitness, it's over.
Yeah, obviously. I'm not stupid. I know that Solomon Hill would put me in a spin cycle and like he would probably left-handed dunk on my ass, but I don't care. Like my point is, he's not a good NBA
Poor
player.
Guy.
He's the poster boy for me.
Solomon Hill.
He's really the poster boy for me of players that.
Who's better, Solomon Hill or Kwame Brown?
Like I have no problem if Solomon Hill is a 13th man on your roster. Okay, no problem. Like if he's on your roster, that's fine. So he's a good veteran player.
Dude, this guy played 21 minutes a game. This guy averaged 21 minutes a game, got you 4.5 points and 3 rebounds.
Get out of here. That's not.
I'm not joking.
Obi Toppin played better than that man. Come on.
What was his shooting percentage? I think it depends on what his shooting percent. What's he shooting?
Look at it.
No way.
What was he shooting? 28% from 3?
No, he's shooting 32% from 3, but he's shooting 36% from the field.
And they paid him money. They paid this guy substantial.
They gave him money.
He's not even that good of a defender. He's an okay defender. Okay, so Solomon Hill.
Damn.
Congratulations for stealing money from the New Orleans Pelicans. Good luck to you.
He's on a $2 million contract right now with the Hawks. 1 year, $2 million. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for Solomon Hill, you think?
That's a lot of money.
It's just $2 million, and it's probably just a 1 year deal. He'll be out of the rotation soon enough.
He signed no, but here's the thing. He signed a 4-year deal for $48 million.
Did we talk about
with the Pelicans?
Yeah, that's stupid. Did you talk about
that's criminal? That's criminal.
That's why I said the $12 million a year. That's so dumb. Like, how do you pay Solomon Hill $12 million a year? That's embarrassing. Was that the 2016 Free agency.
2016 through 2019. Yeah.
Yeah, that was that 2016 free agency where freaking Batum got 5 years, 125 or something. Like, I can't believe
That's even more criminal.
Chandler Parsons got like a 4-year 90. Like,
A couple of years from now, you're gonna look at Batum's net worth and it's gonna say 80 million. It's
you're
like,
just gonna
who
be
the
like,
fuck's
what?
this? NBA player.
It's like this guy averaged he averaged 15, 5, and 5 once.
Dude, this guy made money. He signed a 4-year, $46 million deal with the Trailblazers in 2012.
Yeah.
Then he signed a 5-year, $120 million. That's like what, 24 million a year? 24 million a year.
He was getting paid more than Kyrie Irving, who signed like a max deal like 2 years before that. Kyrie was getting like 5 years,
crazy.
90 million, bro. That's embarrassing.
I think Batum is out of the league right now. What's his net worth?
He plays on the Clippers.
Oh, okay. Well, they're saying his net worth is $28 million. That's wrong.
What?
They're saying his net worth is $28 million. That's not true. That's got to be wrong. That's got to be wrong. He's got more money than that somewhere.
That's embarrassing.
I wish I could be Nicholas Batum, man.
Me too.
I wish. Shit.
Solomon Hill, you tell me I only got to shoot 32% from 3 one time? 36% from the field?
These guys got paid a lot of money. A lot of money to do not much. Yeah. It's pretty disappointing.
It is. Well, I think that should.
I mean, if Nicholas Batum was making 24 million.
Who?
If Nicholas Batum was making 24 million, LeBron should be making like 100 million.
That's what I'm saying. Nicholas Batum, man. I don't think Nicholas Batum could be the 4th best player on a championship team. Like in his prime. In his prime, I don't think he could have been the 4th best player on a championship team.
Well, then you need to watch the tape. Batum was
special. Good, but he was stuff. Okay, well, I think we talked about this long enough. I don't know how long this thing is. This is probably the longest one we have.
2 hours. 2
what?
hours.
It's probably like an hour. It was a lot of fun, though. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah.
When we get back, we'll definitely talk about what happened over the last few days. Probably talk about the potential number. I mean, we already talked about Milwaukee, Brooklyn, but we'll probably go more into depth into that series next, because I'm going to assume that the Nets are going to beat the Celtics in the next few days. If it's not tonight, it'll be the next game. And we'll see what happens with the rest of the series. We'll keep in touch. Hopefully the Lakers go Lakers tonight. I know Hamid's probably going to be rooting for the Lakers as well. Yeah, we are a podcast. We're supposed to be kind of like informative, but we're fans. So we're going to root for the teams that we want to root for. Like I can tell you that I'm rooting for a team each series. Like each series that there's one team that I want to win that series. Not because I want to watch good basketball. Of course I want to watch good basketball, but I feel like I'm more invested if you have a team that you want to win, right? So like even Utah versus Memphis, I kind of want Utah to just win. Because I want to get Brooklyn versus the Celtics. I want that. If in the beginning I wanted the Celtics to win, but then once I knew the Celtics were like probably 20 minutes into game 2, I knew that it was over. So I was like, all right, let's just have Brooklyn win the series. Like I don't want to watch this anymore. Wizards, Sixers, same thing. I just want the Sixers to win. Like Mavs, Clippers, I really want the Mavericks to win because I'm a big Lakers fan, and I think that the Lakers would probably not struggle with the Clippers, but I think they would have a harder time with the Clippers. And the Nuggets, Trailblazers. Honestly, that series I have no idea who I want to win yet, but I think they're both good teams. And the Lakers, I'm a Lakers and Knicks fan, but I'm mostly a Knicks fan.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers are kind of like my secondary team, just something I picked up, and so I want the Lakers and the Knicks to win, and then I wanted the Bucks to just smack the Heat, and I'm glad we got that out of the way. So, again, we both have rooting interest. We both have like teams that we want to win. Like this is not like we know it's not fun. It's not fun if you don't have something that you want to happen. It's just not.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you
we're willing to tell you guys. We're willing to say that we actually want this team to win, unlike the other people out there in the industry. Everyone has a rooting interest, but they're just not going to say it.
They're just not going to say it. I want to be honest. I do some teams I want to win. Like I want Milwaukee.
Like
I want
Mo
Milwaukee to
will
beat
tell you
Brooklyn. Like
firsthand.
If Milwaukee plays Brooklyn, I want Milwaukee.
Yeah, he doesn't like Brooklyn.
I don't like Brooklyn just because I love Kevin Durant. I really like Kyrie Irving. James Harden, I've never been a huge fan of, but I mean, that's not why. For now, I just I feel like this is like Golden State Part 2. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want them to start dominating the league. Like I'm cool if they win a
Yeah.
championship like next year, but I don't want them to win this year. Um, I think that makes sense because they just kind of formed this year. And if they just form and like they barely play with each other and they win the championship, it's kind of like, do I really need to watch regular season anymore? Blah blah blah. So, yeah, I think we got it. And I mean, you all done? You don't want to talk about anything else?
No.
All right, I think we covered a lot today. So again, we'll get back.
No, I think we're good.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys next week. See y'all.